Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another game of Fury of Dracula. Another match for the Immortal Invitational for you all. We're in the final week of the tournament. And... okay, I've got two problems. Firstly, I can hear myself, which I don't like, and also the screen is black. RIP stream. Anyway, Gyro's with me.
Hi, everybody. Captain Gyro here again, coming at you. Second time today.
Oh, he found
Oh,
it.
look at that! Oh, dear, Dracula.
Well, that was a start, isn't it? Good grief. What?
Interesting.
That was perfect timing for revealing it. And that, well, I mean, to be fair, Backstab started there against me, so Snuff's been doing his homework. Yeah, don't worry, it's all fixed. Sorry, that's my fault. I hadn't set up OBS correctly. That's my bad entirely. Anyway, so yeah, I'm here with Captain Gyro, the legendary Captain Gyro, the one and only Captain Gyro. Evening, Captain.
You flatter me, good sir.
And yeah, this is a match, obviously, from the Immortal Invitational. Hello, Strider. Hello, Wisakajic. This is a match between Snuffleupagus, aka Bluffaluffagus, from the team Transatlantic Transylvanians, versus Backstab from the team High Lords of Low Waters. There we go. And this is very much a battle for, well, potentially 5th or even 4th place in the table. We're in the final week of the tournament, and no positions are set in stone yet, which is very good to see. So, let the viewers know what is at stake. I was about to do that, Strider. Just give you a chance. So yeah, this is a battle between 5th and 6th place in the table. If High Lords of Low Waters can beat Transatlantic Transylvanians twice this week, then assuming there's also a big enough IDS swing, then they'll go into 5th place, and Transatlantic Transylvanians will be at the bottom. If Transatlantic Transylvanians can get at least one win, then they secure 5th place. But there's also a chance, if they win both games, or maybe even one game, if I've done the maths correctly, maybe even one game, and then Team Wildlife, who are currently in 4th place, lose both of their games with a big enough swing in IDS, Transatlantic Transylvanians could go into 4th position. And obviously Team Wildlife are going to try and battle it out for 3rd place as well. So yeah, nothing is set in stone at all. So yeah, basically, spoilers from the game that was played earlier between Wisakajic and Roscoe. I did leave, or Mythios, sorry, Mythios, not Roscoe. I've left a link in the chat, but I don't know if people can see it. I'll try and leave it in the comments. So if you don't want to know the result from the previous game, then turn off. Check out Captain Gyro's live stream. Because Captain Gyro and Philly did an amazing job of, wow, I wonder where he is. Wow. I'm going to do a Captain Gyro style comment. Look at that skilled play there by the hunter using the supply button. Absolutely brutal.
That was a great hired scout.
Top-notch deduction right there.
Well, you know, that's why once in a while we plonk one down in Ireland.
Yeah, it worked out really badly for him here, though. He's got loads of time to react to this and plan around it. So yeah, in the previous match, where we had Wisakajic playing as Hunters against Mythios playing as Dracula, Wisakajic won with 14 IDS, which is pretty massive. And the way if people don't know, IDS is like the scoring system used for tiebreaker, right? Wins are always the most important, but IDS is the tie-breaking system. And the way IDS works is if you gain IDS on your opponents, they're also losing the same amount of IDS. So if you've got a big IDS difference between you, that can shrink very quickly. So basically, before this, Transatlantic Transylvanians had an advantage of 42 IDS over High Lords of Low Waters. But because of that result, that's now shrunk to only 14 IDS. So the maths here is, if Backstab can win with at least 7 IDS, well, let's say 8 IDS, then High Lords will overtake. If it's 7 IDS, then the two teams will actually tie. Or if Backstab wins with less than 6 IDS, or if Snuff wins, then Transylvanians will take 5th place. At least. So that's how the arithmetic works here. So we're going to have to see what happens. Obviously, Snuff knows if Snuff wins by any margin, then they're not finishing in 6th place. They're guaranteeing at least 5th spot. If Snuff can win by quite a huge margin here, maybe with like 14 or 15 IDS, there's a chance then they can maybe catch Team Wildlife if Team Wildlife lose both their games. So we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, all Snuff can do is win this game. There is a money trail on Mina, that is true. So, yeah. Obviously, Snuff will want to win. And so will Backstab, to be fair. Unfortunately, Backstab hasn't been able to get a win yet this tournament. But obviously, you know, wants to try and get it here in the final game. Snuff has won 1. Obviously, we'll want to try and get the second one. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Dracula is boned. Well, yeah, it's not ideal that he got found out in Ireland so quickly. But then again, it depends on how the hunters react to this. They might not be able to deal with these encounters. And even if they do, they might leave Britannica open, so it's not as simple. We'll have to wait and see how Dracula plays this.
I was going to say that it's going to be really critical, his encounter card selection here. Because if he doesn't gain... Yes, exactly. If he doesn't gain a lot of value out of it, then the whole point of starting in Ireland is kind of a wash.
Right.
Like he's gonna have to go to sea and land. You want these cards to be something meaningful, where even if it doesn't mature, at least it slows the hunters down or something.
Absolutely. Maybe, I mean, Backstab did an island start against me, and then did manage to get some points out of it, so we'll have to see. Scott Sword is avoiding reading the chat comments that I'm putting. No, Strider, I am reading them, I'm just choosing not to acknowledge them. When is the next tournament? Tournament probably will be starting in September. We'll have the World Championship, the League of Dracula. Over the summer, we'll try and get some community group games on the go. Oh, Evil Presence. Oh, look at that. He's not adjacent. What a surprise.
Not this time.
And obviously here's Mythios coming to support his teammate. Very good.
That's Roscoe's favorite card there, Evil Presence.
Absolutely.
It cooked him in that last game.
Did it actually? I haven't seen the game.
And
I
not
was
only
working,
that,
unfortunately. Yeah.
but his game against Pizza Wizard, it cooked him too.
I'm a little bit behind.
Yep.
I've had some I've had a very busy few weeks. So yeah, I haven't seen, even though I know the results, I haven't seen the game that you did with Pizza Wizard versus Roscoe, and I haven't seen the game that was on earlier because I was at work. I'm going to watch them. I actually have been in the commentary booth. I don't know. I don't know if Roscoe's in the mood to chat. He knows I was going to co-commentary with Gyro. We'll see. Maybe he just wants to just spectate calmly. He's probably watching the football, to be fair. So, yeah.
Watching the football.
Indeed. Real football, not American
that.
football. Oh! Did I say that out loud?
You won't find me arguing that here.
Oh no?
Not the biggest fan of American football myself. Although I can see the enjoyment. I once heard Quincy Morris put it as American football is the turn-based strategy game of sports. And I was like, okay, yeah, I could see that.
No, basketball.
I like baseball myself.
Any prediction on where Jack is? I don't know, Strider. Why don't you illuminate us?
Where could he be?
Where could he be? Got the
Well,
whole
Evil
map.
Presence didn't pick him up. He wasn't adjacent to any hunters.
Oh, right. So he's not in Iberia then. Oh, here's Roscoe. Go Bears. Some allegiances in the chat.
So he misdirected Dublin, and he went back there because he couldn't hide in Galway with it face up.
Right.
So is he gonna hide now? Is the question.
He could choose to maybe put down a Roomba to try to maybe force them over really quickly onto that. Or it could be Athens, as Strider says. It could well be Athens. He just used second edition ability, teleported all the way across the map. It's always Athens.
Dracula used renewed vigor. Yeah.
The wonderful Mrs. Scott Sword has just arrived home, so I'm gonna go and say hello to her. And I don't want her to think that I'm just completely ignoring her.
All right, everybody in chat, say hi to Scott Sword's wife. Tell her we all said hello. Welcome home.
She'll be so happy to know that the chat are sending her messages. So yeah, I will be back. Oh, he's gone to sea. I wonder where he is. Right, I'll leave you to entertain. I'll leave you to entertain the stream. It's on automatic, so they won't get stuck on anything.
Excellent.
Right, back in a sec.
Discarding dogs. Let's check the discard pile here, guys. We got dogs, wreaths, rifles, pistols. A lot of Dracula cards, I feel like. What's that, 7? So he didn't hide, and he just went IRC. So, do you wolf form? Do you risk getting CG'd? What do you think? Do you wolf form here? Or do you just land at one of these places and just hope they don't CG you? That's what I was thinking, Kazik. When I do Ireland, I like to go the other way. I like the first encounter to be here because it's isolated and difficult for the hunters to get to. It should be at Dublin. I mean to say, I forget I'm not the one streaming. Connection timeout. But I put my encounter in Dublin and then go to 23 and then go to North Atlantic, and you can from there you can go to Spain or you can go to Germany or threaten to go to England. Yeah. I like that a lot better. Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, some people do it this way. Because the idea is now you're like invading England a little bit, right? And they have to start dealing with that. And if they don't CG you, then it can be a headache. A lot of wasted actions moving people to try to get into position to threaten England. And Helsing has 3 items. Hmm. Okay. Well, he's in 32. Yeah, if you don't have CG now, supply like crazy and try to get it. Hmm. Yeah, kill the vampire. Yeah, okay. He kills the reckless with the behind the veil. I'd probably have done that too. Okay, Van Helsing's off to sea, so he won't be playing Consecrated Ground tonight. And neither will Mina. So that's good news for Dracula. Hopefully they're not getting ahead of themselves here. I mean, Mina has 3 items and 2 events. One of them's a money trail. Van Helsing has 3 items in a single event. So you're hoping that the items they have are the right ones.
I see hunters are prioritizing Ireland and not worrying about Dracula just landing in Britannica for free then.
Yeah, he's in Liverpool right now, and they just sent the hunters to go to Ireland.
Mm.
So we'll see how this shakes out.
A wise call. Imagine if it's 2 encounters that Mita could deal with solo. And now they've given up all this space on in Britain for Dracula just to run around.
I mean, yeah, if I was Dracula, I'd move to Swansea right now.
Yeah, take advantage. Why not? That's then the ultimate bait, where then Van Helsing jumps back on you and heroic leaps you.
Would be genius.
Big brain over here.
How come nobody ever does stuff like that?
It normally ends in disaster when then Dracula then feeds and then wipes you out.
How's your wife, Scott Sword?
Oh, she's fine. She did the very predictable thing of literally arrive in, say hi, and then go to bed. Looks like the boss has allowed Scott Sword to go back to streaming. Yeah, I mean, when she's tired, she doesn't really... she doesn't really argue.
Yeah, that's why the best time for Fury of Dracula streams is late at night.
Exactly. No resistance.
So the threat here is like you gotta try to think a week ahead, right? In a week's time, what's Dracula gonna be doing? He's gonna have to be leaving England, going to Germany or the French coast or maybe Spain.
Unless he can
right?
get something
And
to mature and he's able to land back in England again and just run like donuts.
exactly. That's the real issue, is that if it's just Mina and Van Helsing in England dealing with everything, something might slip through, and then Dracula can muck about and maybe beat them up even more. Wikasik
Wow.
loves your marriage advice.
Scott Sword
That's
marriage
brilliant.
advice: tire out your wife. I don't need to. Her work does that for her. I just profit. I just take advantage.
Well, they haven't CG'd him yet. We still got a game here, people.
Well, that, yeah, can you imagine if you just see a CG him in Manchester instantly? And that'll be it. Done.
Or even Swansea.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Oh, I spoiler. Right. Well, go on, Scotsword. Welcome, Pizza Wizard.
I was gonna say, Pizza Wizard's in the chat. What a legend. Good to see you.
I saw something I don't think I've ever seen. Spoilers for Wakazik versus Misthios, but triple vampire staking in a single night.
Triple vampire, like 3 stakes.
3 stakes, 3 dead vampires.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah, in one night. That's a busy night. It's a hefty night's work.
Ew. Scott's always taking advantage of... No, I'm not taking advantage of my wife. I'm taking advantage of my wife's tiredness. Two very different things. This is a very progressive stream. Oh, no Heavenly Host on Van Helsing, so that's gonna be a little bit of healing for Dracula, unless it means, oh dear, that's the wrong order.
Goodness, where's your stake, my dear?
Yeah, that was the wrong order.
There wasn't a rumor token on it, so I thought it was a hoax or a bodyguard.
No, right? You and I have both done 2 before, Pizza Wizard. But yeah,
I've had myself a double, yeah.
the 3. Oh man, I remember the first time I did double stake play. I felt like a right pro gamer when I did that. I just now get completely.
Yeah. Everybody loves a double. That's why I was blown away by the triple. It's crazy.
Loading. Oh wow, never mind. Bye.
See ya. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I was getting at with his encounter placement, right? Encounter placement's huge here. That thing might mature.
Yeah.
3 points and getting rid of the Irish Sea wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
Now, you would have liked to killed Mina there, obviously.
Right, yeah,
would have been
obviously,
nice,
yeah.
but
Oh yeah, you got to be
yeah.
careful with that word. Mina was heroin that game. Gotta be super careful about that.
Words chosen very carefully.
Yeah. That E makes all the difference. Yeah,
Traction dart call.
Will he mature this vampire? Because like it's only 3 points, and he could potentially get a lot of the healing from Dublin, right? And then it wipes the if he matures a vampire, it would wipe the space after the. Well, no, he's not going to mature it, right? Because Van Helsing has a stake, so he's going to move Van Helsing over there, right?
How do you know he has a... Oh, did he reveal it?
Yeah, Van Helsing revealed a stake. Okay. That's why he said, oh, he got them in the wrong order.
Now, if Mina can move on to 18 with Heavenly Host, she can take care of that.
Well, that would be ideal, yeah. And they basically took... The only bad thing is then Dracula got an additional 3 cards out of that Desecrated Soil, but, I mean...
Right.
Stops the healing.
Better 3 cards than 3 health, I would generally say. Now, I mean, obviously it depends on what he does with the cards, but... You know, you don't like giving Dracula health.
Oh no. Bye, Strider. See ya.
Bye, Strider.
Hey. Hola, compagnie. ¿Qué tal? Compagnie.
It's gonna ambush him.
I guess you do ambush, right? Just try and get a little bit of damage. When you know he's got a stake, right? I mean, there's no reason not to ambush.
Mina could become delayed to make it 2-on-1.
But then they can't. They won't be able to deal with. Well, yeah, they'll still be able to deal with Dublin. Oh yeah, you need to ambush there. If you know that Van Helsing has a stake, unless he missed it. Peter was in the chat. Please take your dark call nonsense with you. He was not buying that strategy of using dark call. Not impressed.
You know the strongest thing about Dark Call? Dracula doesn't have to move when he doesn't want to. You know
That's
what
true.
I mean?
Can't
That's
can't
like
can't deny that logic.
drawing the encounter cards is nice, but like that's really what it's all about. Is you play Dark Call when you need to stay where you are and you can't play hide and you can't play feed.
You wouldn't feed it full HP now, would you?
Not likely.
Mina moved off Galway, which is interesting. So that means she doesn't have a Heavenly Host. So the thing is now, she starts trying to move. She'll probably move Irish Sea and then into Swansea, but depending on the way Dracula has moved around, there could be a nasty trap waiting for her. Because Dracula could be potentially moving into Swansea now, if he's done a little loop round. So then she jumps on to potentially 2 encounters and Dracula. Ooh.
He could have gone, yeah, Liverpool, Manchester, London, and now he's going to move to 52 this turn. And then she'll go to the Irish Sea, and he could even play the hide card.
Right. It looks like Sud's going to make a little bit of a move here, so maybe Sud might be moving across as well. But again, you got to be careful with this, because if you overcommit too much to Britannica, you're leaving the whole board open. Oh, wait, sorry.
Yeah, somewhat precarious. I mean, on the next turn, Irish Sea will still be on the trail, but on the turn after that, Dracula will be able to move there, because it'll slide off the trail first.
Right.
So if he does move to 52, he could hide and then go Irish Sea and return to Ireland even, if he wanted to. Once Van Helsing leaves and returns to England, then he's going back to Ireland. Do it all over again.
You just ping pong between the two islands for the whole game.
That's what I would try to set up for right here if I was him.
And just Godalming and Stewart just literally just sitting there on the main line going, do we move across or not? And then they don't do anything, and then Dracula just ends up picking off kills and getting influence.
And eventually you get to Galway, you go to the North Atlantic, and then you figure out what you do from there.
Yep. Because also the fact that Mina and Van Helsing moved very early, relatively. I mean, they didn't move ridiculously early, but just because they had to go and deal with Ireland as double movement and stuff. Well, technically triple movement for the case of Van Helsing to get across to Dublin. They might not have horses set up, or you might end up with multiple horses on one hunter, like Godalming or Seward, and that then causes issues then. It makes it even easier for Dracula to move around and navigate the center of the board then. If Godalming does jump on, then he might only have, one combat item. They're throwing away stakes as well. There's one stake discarded by Van Helsing, and now Godalming got rid of one.
He's probably getting horses and hosts or something like that.
Right. Oh, okay. So Sud has horses. Interesting. I probably wouldn't reveal that. If your only objective here is to move to Hamburg, I would not show horses here, because you don't want Dracula, because it's this, especially now with the way the Immortal updates worked. You don't want to show horses until you need to move. In this situation, I guess he must have... Did he horse up to Berlin? I guess he must have done. If he already horsed up to Berlin, that's fine. But if he railed up, then I would just move normally to Hamburg.
I agree. Yeah, these days, you don't really want Dracula to know where the horses even are. Yeah. I think if you can afford to take trains everywhere early in the game, especially like how many times have you seen people take a chartered carriage to get to Dracula's first encounter, something like that. You can do that and then hold your horses, as they say. And that also gives you the advantage of giving you more time to fully prepare the ticket economy.
Right.
And then Dracula's sitting there wondering who has what, and he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know who is a big threat to him because he doesn't know what their threat is, mobility or items.
Right.
And then you hit him with the alpha strike when it counts.
I guess of all the hunters, if Sud reveals horses, it's not the biggest deal because he does have that extra item slot.
Right.
And because they did Superhero Star, you'd expect Sud to get horses because Gadami would just instantly punt them over to Sud, so Sud is guaranteed to have horses. So it's not the end of the world. It's a very minor thing, but it's just something now, you know, especially we're thinking, you know, as we get more and more used to this update, how we use it. I try to conceal certain bits of information, reveal certain bits of information, depending on what we want to achieve. And then, no doubt, when we have the World Championship later on in the year, you're going to see a lot of interesting stuff in terms of how people decide to try to deduce or reveal information. So you might see some strats where people early on hide horses, and then, you know, because the only way you can reveal horses now is either with something like a spy, or by actually using the card. Because now in the combat screen you don't see that horses are there.
Right. Yeah, that's a big chain.
Yeah. That's it. It's not the biggest deal. It's something that's very minor. But I think, you know, the more and more people play this game and get used to these things, these very small little interactions could matter. So, intriguing. So your dragon's going to get some health back, which is always a good thing. If we're playing on the old version, he could have gone to C and then got the healing, so he'd actually benefit with one more healing. But, you know, he's going to get the 3 healing anyway. Well, you get 2, so he goes up to 15. I assume he's not going to C now. I said now because, yeah, the trail is effectively one space shorter because of the way now it slides and then Dracula moves. He could be in Swansea right now and hiding, and he knows I'm not trapped here because Irish Sea is going to fall off the trail and then people move in, right?
Precisely. Yeah, he'll have all the time he needs to organize a move like that. Galway lair, 1 encounter.
Yep.
He got his healing.
What Peter was saying. There'll be a reckoning in the next tournament. I'll be excited to see how the perceptions on Hunter versus Dracula side advantage has shifted. Yep, I agree. I agree. I mean, in this tournament, Dracula's always had the advantage. But you never know. One really good week here for Hunters, and it might pull back quite close to 50-50. So, yeah, again, you know, I'll have to sit down with Philly and Snuff, and we'll try and see what we think. But to be honest, right now, I can't imagine us doing anything different than what is being done in this tournament for the next one. So, Dracula's trail sliding, definitely we keep, because I think it's been... Oh, he's doing the Dark Call. Where's Strider? Get Strider back in here. Interesting. Is that actually on Swansea? I would have hidden, because you got more chance of doing some real hurt to Mina if that's the case. Maybe he didn't have a good encounter to hide with, but with the fact he had double Desecrated... Well, yeah, 1 Desecrated Sword, you'd think he'd have enough, right? What's I saying? You know what is funny with the Mina and Godalming starting together? The day Mina reveals horse is usually a decent estimate of Hunter's horse situation. Yeah, I guess the fact that she reveals the horse, whereas if she gets it naturally herself later, she might not be able to reveal it first, if that makes sense, depending on what item she revealed initially. Ooh.
London and Manchester is not on the trail.
Wait, what?
So that means he... What?
Oh, right. He went Liverpool,
32,
Swansea.
52, London, 43. So he's in Plymouth. Or hiding in London.
No, he can't be hiding
in
London.
No.
He's in Plymouth right now. So we know exactly where he is. He's in Plymouth, but he Darkhold instead of hiding, which is very interesting. Unless he's maybe looking to Darkhold and then do a wolf form up to Manchester and then Edinburgh. Very risky then. We got Seward on the way in. But it's quite good. He's positioning far away from Seward. So I think probably going Plymouth is actually, that kind of worked out the best way.
He's horsing.
Probably he's going to have to go to sea now, right? And, unless he's going to hide and then feed and then
intercept. I think Seward's moving to intercept him at the English Channel.
But then now Dracula could just wolf form into Manchester and then up to Edinburgh, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of interesting now. Seward's bouncing back between. Oh, well, but then Van Helsing go up to North Sea. Yeah, Dracula's gonna be a little bit careful here. He doesn't get pincered.
But if this delays her, he might mature another card.
Yep. Yep. That's right. Yep. Or something even better, like a fog or something, so you can hide in Plymouth, mature. It would be Liverpool, potentially mature stuff, wipe spaces, go back to London and things. Yeah, I don't know if Snuff ever had to deal with this type of thing. Problem is, Dracula can take a lot of damage this way, because he's going to take, sea damage with Iris C. Oh, there's the delay.
She is delayed. No, she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to.
That's a tricky choice.
She chooses not to become delayed.
He is thinking about it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you go to Liverpool then. Because then Van Helsing can come and deal with Swansea, potentially, if Liverpool delays Mina again.
Yeah. He's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it alone, Snuff.
Very risky. You know Mina doesn't have a stake. So if Dracula just throw down loads of fighting vampires here... Oh, she's just chosen to become delayed.
Ooh, Dracula's gonna be maturing a card for that.
Yeah.
I hope you know the what you're getting yourself into.
And does Backstab realize that this mature is now guaranteed? Can you just imagine that, he might be able to then play around it, knowing it's going to mature. He can maybe make a really safe move to like Manchester with a wolf form and Edinburgh, or even back to Liverpool. Even so, he stays away from Van Helsing. Yeah, tricky. So we don't know what Dracula has put down. So yeah. Britannica is very difficult. It's also very different, right? It's not the way hunters train to play. I use train in a loose sense, right? It takes a very different kind of way of playing, and you got to be so careful not to overcommit or undercommit. And depending on the state of the game, it's very easy to get that wrong. I've lost quite a few games where I just do not commit quickly enough to the UK and lose, all the other way around. And Dracula sneaks out. Especially now with the update, it's much easier for Dracula to escape out of Britannica quicker than you think that you can. And yeah, he's taking a lot of damage, but if you've committed all the way over, it's a tricky one.
Sometimes, yeah, it's not really about the items so much. It's just get a warm body over there in England as fast as you can.
Right.
Even if they don't have the best items in the world.
Exactly. Yeah.
You could stop Dracula from moving on to you, right?
Right. It was like in the game I played against Spencer, I ended up saying Godalming to Ireland to deal with a couple of things, and all he had was steak and dogs and bullets. Because I'd given all the good stuff to Seward. Oh, he's going for the ballsy play. I respect that. So we know where he is.
Interesting.
Now, if there's a CG... Ooh, he could get CG nuked now. That's going to be fun. There could be a CG hotel coming out. But then again, Liverpool maturing first could bail Dracula out of a bad situation here.
Wait, what is the CG hotel?
Oh, that was a thing. I think Snuff coined it. So, like, for example, if you land as Dracula in Edinburgh, and then they put the CG token just in Manchester. They don't put any Heavenly Hosts in Edinburgh. They just put the CG in Manchester. and you're basically stuck in Edinburgh for a few turns because you have to go through the whole process of hide, dark call, feed, and then the trail wipes. And by that
Right,
time, the
you
hunters
do-
can position, and suddenly they X and weather across onto you, and then they wallop you while you're trapped there.
the long delayed error.
Right, exactly. But the error could be greater because you're trapped there for so long, hunters could get over to you and kill you,
Right.
or hurt you so much. Then when the trail resets, you're either stuck in place or you can't go to sea. Oh, another state discarded and a heavenly host. It's like, yeah, CG Hotel,
You
like
could
Hotel
you
California,
could do the same
right?
thing in Athens
Exactly, yeah,
by
putting
putting the
CG
CG
yeah.
token in Valona. Right.
Yeah,
I see.
Yep. Absolutely. It's like Hotel California. You can check in, but you can never leave. I'll tell you, you can't
Get me
leave,
out of here.
but you pay the price for it. Yeah, CG Hotel is
Oh,
more demoralizing than Nuke. Yeah, exactly. Because Nuke just happens so fast. Whereas CG Hotel, you're like, oh my god,
the noose is slowly drawn around your neck.
But you can't do anything about it. Unless you just hope they just gift you a devilish power or something. Yeah, the problem is now, because Gadami just kept supplying, so it now means Gadami's throwing away good stuff. Which is...
Meanwhile, Seward has gone from Hamburg to Brussels, now to Amsterdam.
Right. If he has excellent weather, he can get to Edinburgh tomorrow, and potentially, depending on what Mina's got, they could jump on him 2v1, if, depending on Van Helsing, could be 3v1. But then he could go back to Liverpool, so it's not certain that it's Edinburgh. So yeah, this is, he could have been unlikely to go to Manchester. Yeah, I wonder what's in Liverpool. Hoax would also be kind of decent. There's 8 cards. Yeah, you never know.
Poor lad is undersupplied.
That's the other issue with this, because having to move around to try and deal with these awkward encounters, and the sea zones is something that Quincy said very eloquently, that hunters have land movement advantage because of horses, but sea, they have to move as fast as Dracula. So, only with excellent weather. But there's only 2 of them, and you might not draw them. So, yeah, Dracula can get a little bit of advantage with sea. So, yeah. I'm really intrigued to see what is in Liverpool.
He'll be able to capitalize on that when he leaves, right? Because they'll have to chase him by sea. That's the only way to leave England is by sea.
Right. But then the problem is, then imagine I mean, they've got Money Trail, which helps them quite a bit, actually.
Dr. Stewart is like, I'm out of here. I'm going to Amsterdam. It's way cooler here.
Yeah. Top tier comment.
Seriously. Yeah, they've moved a lot. Exactly.
Yeah.
So much movement and still so many cards left in the event deck as a result.
I mean, Gadami's still supplying, but the problem is he's having to throw away now good items, so it means he's already fully stocked. He's got only 2 events, so he could still draw another one. But imagine if he had 3 events. You want Van Helsing to trade them off, but because Van Helsing at sea, he can't trade. Seward has moved 1, 2, 4 times. So again, that's 4 supplies. I'm not saying he shouldn't have moved, but that's still 4 supplies. He could have maybe reduced 2 of them, potentially. Or just he could have already been in Edinburgh by now, right? If he just moved directly.
Right. Dracula would have to either move on to you or go to 32.
Yeah, or
like
call Dracula's
what I said,
bluff
maybe his
and
stuff
force
would...
him.
Right, maybe his items wouldn't have been the best, but he'd have been there blocking Edinburgh with his body.
What is happening with Liverpool? I'm very confused. Is he not matured yet? No, he hasn't.
He's having to think about it, maybe.
I think it's really hard because you don't want to be moving Seward to sea, then easily moving him back again. But if Dracula's in Plymouth, maybe call his bluff a little bit and force him to go into English Channel so he takes another 2 damage. Instead of keeping him here. I don't know. It's very tricky. How can... Is Backstab really thinking about if he should mature this or not? I guess if it's a vampire, he's trying to work out, because it clears London, and he wants to probably wallop Van Helsing with it.
That could be it.
Yeah, so it's not as clear cut. Well, what would be really cool if he just layered it and then goes back to Liverpool and has double vampire sitting there, and then he rumors it. Excellent. Oh.
Yeah, it is a vampire after all. Okay.
Wow, okay, so he has decided here in this situation that taking the 4 points is better than having 2 more encounters on the board. I guess he just could go to Liverpool now.
Oh. He could go anywhere he wanted next to Manchester.
Yeah, imagine. Oh, yeah, actually, now imagine now he goes into Liverpool and he wallops Van Helsing. Or he could move into Liverpool. Because only Mina could realistically get there, right? So. Yeah, that was not an easy choice. I could have perfectly understood if he did some Wisakajic shenaniganry and layered it, and then instantly went back to Liverpool and have double encounter there. I know. Oh no, there's no stake, right? Because the vampire in Galway got staked by Van Helsing, so there's no stake between Van Helsing and Mina.
There's 3 stakes in the discard.
Right. Sud might have the last one, or maybe it's still in the deck. So there's quite a good chance they don't get it. Yeah.
You can still kill it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, yeah. If there's 2 new vampires, yes, because you can gang up on it 2-on-1. But then if you've got Recklesses, they can be a little bit stubborn and they can stick around. It just depends. Oh, that's right. It would be a triple encounter. Of course it would be a triple encounter. Yeah, you're right. So, I mean, maybe then you just do that and you rumor it. You'd have to instantly leave to Irish Sea, but then again, you just go over across to Dublin and Galway again, I suppose. Oh man. You spent all that time seeing their supply, then the time you tried to move and you don't roll quickly.
At least it wasn't a white one.
Well, that is... I can't deny that. Yeah, that would have been tragic. Absolutely tragic.
It's funny, because once you get there, the horses won't be any good.
That's also another thing, right? In this situation, it actually... England Star nullifies Fast Horse meta, because obviously it's such a confined space. You can get there with rails anyway.
Yeah. Trains put the horses to shame in England.
He's already... Wait. Why is there another Reckless? Is that from Behind the Fog? It must have been. I think Snuff
Behind the Fog.
Behind the Fog.
Yeah, he played Behind the Fog and got the Reckless Vampire.
Right, okay. So, at best, you'd be able to put down a new vampire or a Reckless, and then something else? Ah, but if you get a Fog in there too, they move in too late, you can fog them, they can't search it. You only need one of those vampires to mature, right? You don't need both of them. So, yeah, he could have got 7 points out of this rather than... or at least 6 points rather than 4. But, I mean, I get it. You got 4 points on the table, you'll take 4 points. Now, Swansea's freed again. I'm quite surprised that he moved Mina there, because now Swansea's freed up. So he could move there if he wants. If he feels brave enough. Oh, you're right. Yeah, if you get 2 new vampires, you can't delay twice. Yeah, you're right. I guess if you have enough time, you gang up on one, and then you stake the other, if there is a stake.
Behind the vampire. Yeah.
I think now, the thing is, Behind the Veil has become even more Behind the Fog, now that Forewarned's been changed.
Yeah. You gotta kill that
You
fog.
have to get rid of fog now, even more so than before.
Yeah.
Unless you draw both
Fog's pretty
forewarns within
bad.
the first week, and you know you've got them. The problem's then you got bats to worry about and spies. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. He's going to see.
So is this North Sea or Irish Sea? We'll find out once Dr. Seward lands.
Oh, go on, you subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I hope
Welcome
the person watching
aboard.
this. I've literally been yo-yoing between 154 and 155 for the last like 2 weeks. I've not been putting out many videos, so it hasn't been attracting many people. Although, the podcast I did with a rook did exceedingly well. I think because I tagged it as Stardew Valley, so all the Stardew fans jumped in and suddenly realised, oh crap, he's only got it on the background, there are two annoying people talking, we're bailing. Psst, in 4 days' time,
Stardew got...
I was going to plug, in 4 days' time, another one comes out.
Oh, nice.
What?
You and a rook again?
Indeed. I think it's going to be a permanent thing from now on.
Speedy.
I'm really surprised he played Speedy Telegraph.
Maybe this is you want to move Van Helsing and Mina first to figure out which sea he went to, because you don't want to move Seward in the wrong direction.
Ah, right. Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do.
Right.
Right.
Liverpool after all. So now you can move Seward to the North Atlantic.
To cut off the
Right.
island idea. Yeah, that's smart. Okay, that's a good use of Speedy Telegraph.
But how does a guy get a telegraph when he's on a ship? Did they have that?
I guess so. I don't know. A portable one, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
Maybe. I
Well,
don't know really how
well.
telegraph technology even worked.
Maybe we could change it to Speedy Telegram. Perhaps. Some little butler
Not
knocks on
about
your
the same
door.
thing.
And just be like, here you go, sir. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe they're like, as your ship is passing the coast, all the lighthouses start telling you the message in Morse code.
Another ship pulls up alongside you and they deliver you mail.
Yeah. That's actually,
Nice.
yeah,
Nicely
that is a
played.
good use of Speedy Telegraph. I've never actually seen it being used that way. I think that's actually kind of clever. Because now it means landing an island would be suicidal. Because Seward could just sit there forever, right? And unless a vampire matured in Manchester, which would wipe trail and allow him to go back to Irish Sea, yeah, that's a very good move on his part. So it's basically forcing Dracula to go to North Atlantic, so he's taking even more damage. Seward then has a problem about where he goes, but Seward could potentially block Galway anyway? Oh, nice fog. Okay. Well, actually, Draco could land in Swansea, although that would be kind of crazy.
How crazy would it really be?
Blocking. Van Helsing's blocking London, so...
But Van Helsing's gonna go to 35 to deal with that encounter.
He doesn't have to, because Mina will be able to leave and get there in time, right?
Of course he's going to.
Is he?
Right? Yeah. And then Dracula is gonna be able to hide and feed, and then in good time he'll move to London, and then he can go to the English Channel while Dr. Seward's sitting around in Galway.
He's twiddling his thumbs like, why hasn't Dracula come to me yet? More reason to feed, yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised actually. He was sitting there with protection of fog. You'd think you'd take the advantage of feed now, while he had the chance. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. And then also that means that whole Speedy Telegraph play wouldn't be able to happen. He would be forcing Seward to move in a really awkward way. I mean, maybe you would... no, because you don't want Mina to jump onto Dracula's space, right? So I guess Sud will just have to land in Edinburgh, but as soon as he realizes he's not in Edinburgh, then he's going to have to very slowly leave and go around the other way, which takes ages. So yeah, he maybe could have fed in Liverpool and just delayed that a little bit more.
True. But he wasn't to know about the speedy telegraph shenanigans.
That's
That were about
true.
to go down.
No, that's true. That's true.
Maybe he was thinking, the sooner I leave, the sooner I can leave them behind me.
Yep. There's only one encounter
Then
now.
I can have a nice feed later.
Right. So even if he wanted to, if he's really confident about Mina being able to do it at Manchester, Van Helsing could just leave. Or stay put if he wants to prevent North Atlantic English Channel stuff. And this is the problem when Backstab was playing me. He had a really good start, got a couple of matures in Ireland, which really screwed me over. But because he'd taken so much like sea damage and stuff, he just weakened himself. I was able then just to keep supplying up, and then wallop him once he landed on the mainland. I don't know if Snuff's been able to supply enough to have the strong things he needs.
Still moving.
If he's now going to cover Nantes and Bordeaux with the two strongest hunters, that's scary for Dracula, though.
Right, he doesn't have wolf form.
Nah. Even wolf form with those two sitting there is also very risky. But
and
way
landing in Galway. Landing in Galway would mean he could feed, and then Irish Sea would be even if he hid.
You need two more moves, right? So you have to go to Dublin and then
hide.
You go to Dublin and hide. Galway, feed, Dublin, hide, and then Irish Sea again. But then by that time, Mina might be moving over, so you might have to go Galway, Dublin, and then hide, then feed, just to guarantee you get to Dublin, because you can't let Mina jump in for free into an empty Dublin space.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, do you keep the dream alive? I'm not leaving Britannica. This is my place now.
I will die on this hill.
I am not going anywhere. Or do you give up and say, fine, I'll go to Spain? Or maybe Germany.
The problem is, right, Mina's trapped in fog. It's just so easy for her to play Money Trail. Once he's moved to third sea space, Money Trail is just such an easy play.
You're right. And without wolf form, the only way to land now without landing on one of the hunters is 23.
Yeah. No, but I mean, if he moves a third sea space, right? You don't worry about him now, because you know where he is. He moves one more sea space, you know his direction of travel. If he's on English Channel, he's either going to land in Britannica, or he's going to move one more sea space to North Sea. If he moves to South Atlantic, you know he's only going to go further east that way, right?
Right, of course. Yeah, no, I agree. If he plays another seas card, that's when you hit him with Money Trail.
But he has to, because he doesn't want to land an island here.
Of course.
So yeah, this is just so easy for hunters in this sense, because they can just supply with literally every single character and then play Money Trail on Mina's last turn, and that just tells them everything they need to know about where to go the following turn. The fog will clear also well, so then Mina can go and deal with Manchester. Van Helsing leaves UK. Yeah, this is just, and this is the issue of this strategy. You have to just cause so many issues in the UK. So I think the potential of going into Liverpool and creating a super layer with 3 encounters, that's when you force hunters into a difficult position, because then they're saying, like, do we really want to give up 7 points? It could also be more than 7 points, because imagine that it's just only 1 vampire, and 2 other encounters that can mature be 4, because you can choose the mature order. Imagine it's a hoax and spy, or bodyguard, say, and a vampire. That's a lot of points. Clears trail. Dracula can then head back in that direction or whatever. Has a maybe potential hoax card. If they jump into Liverpool to try to deal with it, then they could get beaten up really badly if the counters are wrong without a stake, because there are no stakes really. There's one kicking about, but we don't know where it is. Yeah, I understand why you take the 4 points, but I think in this situation, I think it would have caused them way more trouble if he had gone into Liverpool and created a layer. Even though you're telling that you're safe from CG because Irish Sea wasn't on the trail and stuff, so it was a very safe play. So yeah, Backstab needed to embrace his teammates' playstyle.
Yeah,
I think.
big layer might have helped. I mean, he wouldn't have. He'd still be in a similar position to where he is right now, but they'd have threats that they have to deal with.
Well, they would have had London to
rather
deal
than
with,
just chasing him down.
and Plymouth, and Manchester, and then suddenly a triple thing on Liverpool. If Sud moves across to deal with that, Dracula just escapes really easy and has the whole map to play with. He's now got a situation where you've got the two strongest hunters on the mainland, very easily going to be able to intercept you. Hey, Strider's back. And he's moving by sea, very expected. This is the thing, because Dracula knows that there's a money trail kicking about, so that should then influence the way you play. To try to get that money trail either used really, really quickly, or try to get that hunter really bogged down with encounters so they can't use the money trail.
Yeah, he's being a little too safe. It's what Kazik said. He's being too avoidant of the hunters and just fleeing them. But what you really need is to put yourself in a risky situation in order to draw out some kind of response from them where you can capitalize, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I like how Misfios is answering his teammate. Yeah. I think as a problem is, once you start playing against hunters, even someone like Snuff, who isn't the most experienced, but has gone through New Blood and has, studied strategy and stuff, and even though he hasn't supplied a great deal, if you, as Dracula, if you're playing this avoidance strategy, especially the fact he's taking damage for it, because he's going by sea, someone like Snuff will just be able to just supply up that little bit and be able to capitalize, and then suddenly you're jumping on a 7 or 8 health Dracula, and that's a much easier prospect to kill than trying to deal with a 15 health Dracula, say.
Yeah,
you got to take the risks, or try to create something that forces hunters to go, oh my goodness, I either dedicate a huge amount of time to deal with this, or I give up 7 points plus potentially something else.
It's a big part of what makes Dracula so scary, is that big tall health bar. Right. Suddenly you're looking at him and it's only 3 hit points, and you're like, you're not so scary after all.
Good thing for Dracula here is that 2 Heavenly Hosts have been discarded, so seemingly Godalming's holding onto one already. And it means then Sud doesn't have one. Oh! That's the final stake. Oh, can you imagine if he'd actually put that triple layer? Sure, he'd be able to combat it, but that's... I mean, Sud had a stake. But if you had 2 vampires in there, that would have been a problem. Ooh.
I mean, with Vampire Lair, he'd only have 5 influence. Not that much.
Yep. But that's still another 1 day less in the 4th week, right?
Yeah, it is more than he has now.
This is tricky. You don't want to move Van Helsing here until Money Trail gets played. Snuff should be supplying with everybody here. I understand why he wants to play Vampire Legs. He wants to get that out of the way. While he's holding onto a stake, then he can resupply to fill up that 4th item slot. But Van Helsing shouldn't be moving here, because imagine if he's in English Channel now, and you've moved him. I know he's probably unlikely to land in London, but still.
It is possible. You're right. He could have gone in the channel.
And suddenly then, Mina has to choose between dealing with Manchester or jumping onto Dracula in London, potentially. Item deck has been is going to be reset. Oh, Wesakajik, don't underestimate Strider's ability to be listening to live streams while he's driving. Oh, he's in South Atlantic again. This is what happened when I played Backstab. Maybe he thinks he can get away with it this time. Well, actually, then in hindsight, moving Van Helsing off was actually the right move. Okay, he's going.
Oh, he's going Mediterranean for a nice wolf form.
Right, or Cagliari to hide and feed and stuff. But yeah, this is. Good
I mean,
for
it just kind of depends on which side your bread is buttered on. You know, are you like a Mediterranean wolf form guy? Are you a Cagliari with a feed kind of guy?
Well, what one would you advocate for in this situation?
Oh, I'm a wolf form guy from the med for sure.
What?
I'd be heading to 25.
Why is Godalming going back to Le Havre? What's all that about?
Yeah, what's all this then?
Oh, is there a double horse that needs to be traded?
There we go. That could be it.
Oh, okay. I thought she had consecrated ground revealed. No, it's a surprise return. Okay, that's fine. Can you imagine if Rufus was in play?
Oh, dreadful. He'd have been dead ages ago.
Yeah, too much sea travel. Yeah. Thing is, like, if he wolf forms from Mediterranean, sure, it's gonna make the hunters search for him, which they might lose time. But he's also taking he's taking an extra damage for it. And if they've got 3 horses, they're gonna find him fairly quickly, I think. And once they do jump on him, he's gonna be very low health. The flip side is if you go to Cagliari, you can hide, put down a really irritating encounter that they have to now deal with no stake, by the way, so they have to supply to try and get that stake.
Ooh, that's a good point. If you don't do that now, you're not going to be able to do it later.
Right. But the problem is then you can feed very safely. But then the problem is then, once you leave, they know exactly which direction you're going, and they can try and cut you off. But if they don't catch you quickly enough, then suddenly you're up to 9 influence. That's when things start getting a little bit scary. So then we are going to be close to
Money Trail's gone, so you could still pull a little trick around Ionian Sea with, like, am I going to the Adriatic or am I going to the Black Sea, right?
Right.
It's not the best trick in the world, but it is something.
It'd still be 4
and then you could maybe, like, cut back to Italy or something like that. You got options from there.
But still, you have to take 4 damage if you want to get to Adriatic or Black Sea, right? If you want to do a little bit of... And then if you wolf forms, that's another 5 damage. You'd only be at 5 health then if he feeds on Cagliari, right?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, good catch on the hoax. That's very important. She played the money trail, got rid of hoax. That could have easily been a vampire. That was very risky, but that was a good catch of the hoax.
Gutted right now.
Yeah. If there's a fighting vampire in Manchester, yeah, it wouldn't affect in terms of sea spaces, right? Jack wouldn't be able to double back on himself, which would be very cool if he could do, but he can't. But still, could have maybe killed Mina. Can you imagine? Yeah, if that fight in Galway had gone better and he killed Mina as well.
Yeah.
Should be punted all the way back to Madrid. And yeah, I should start all over again.
You wouldn't get that many points for it because it was so early, but yeah, still would have been pretty cool.
2, I think, but still, right? That was also then no money trail then either. Dracula can't go to Cagliari. He loses too much tempo. I'm worried about what happens after Cagliari. That's the issue, right? I think putting something down in Cagliari and rumouring it to 4 times to go there is good. if they're dealing with all this hunter's trade, they're gonna take time to get there. Hunters can catch up with supplies. That is also then another issue. Yeah. But the problem is that if he wolf forms, he's so weak that if they guess right and they jump on him, they'll just kill him very quickly.
If you can wolf to Genoa, then if you could make it to Rome before Dr. Seward horses you down, then you could put a fog down in Rome, right? And then that means you'd be able to move on to 40 and then 5 because the fog would be down, right?
Right. But you're not going to have time to feed in that time. Then you have to go to Adriatics. That's then 6, 4 health. And then...
Well, maybe you just feed in Rome or Naples and leave from there.
Maybe. Yeah, because Tyrrhenian won't be on the trail, and then you might be able to split the map in half between Tyrrhenian and Mediterranean. If Dracula's going to win here, it's going to be on very low health, unless something ridiculous happens, he makes it back to the castle or something. But he might be able to split the map in half if he goes from Tyrrhenian. And they don't have money trail. Mina's going to be stuck on Britannica for quite a while. So they might be able to take advantage of that. Hunters are in Le Havre, the only option is to wolf form. I kind of see it as the opposite. The fact that in Le Havre, you're much safer to go to Cagliari. Let's see what he's doing. Oh, never mind, we're both wrong. We're all wrong.
Uh-oh.
He's got to see again.
About this. I don't know about this, Drac.
Well, Wolfform to Bari, but still has an extra damage. I guess Wolfform to Bari then feed, and then you have to leave again by sea.
Well, it says what Kazakh put it, you have to land at some point.
Yeah.
That was the opportunity to do it, because they were in 29 rather than being in 36, right?
Right.
Or even 42. They were kind of out of position. Renewed Vigor would have been bad, but other than that, they weren't going to get you if you wolfed to like 37 or 25. Milan or Genoa like that, you know?
Unless he's doing some sort of big brain play where you go Cagliari now, and then hide, feed, dark call, Mediterranean's fallen off, and you go back to Mediterranean again. But I don't know if that would be good. It's just taking so much damage this way. This is the issue with Sea Travel.
Yeah.
Sea Travel's good at the end of the game, when you've accumulated loads of points, and then Hunters kind of chase you, and you can just land to win, or potentially maneuver around them. In mid-game, it's really bad, because the Hunters can just reposition very easily. If they make the right sort of moves, like they're doing, like I like Marseille, get Godalming to maybe say Munich, or can't get to Venice next turn. Soon could get to Venice next turn, get Godalming to Munich, and then suddenly, you know, they're going to close you down quite quickly. Yeah, we haven't thought about the possibility of renewed vigor, right?
Yeah, I mean, there just wouldn't really be a lot you could do about that, right? If you're afraid of renewed vigor, land in Cagliari. That's the only thing you can really do. Or try to get your bats or your fog down. But yeah, like, Dracula needed to land, I think, because if he landed, he could have at least moved one or maybe even 2 more spaces before having to go back to sea. Now he's going to land and probably not even have that luxury, I bet. But, I mean, maybe. Depends what he does.
Yep. Wolfram from Tyrrhenian is not as strong, especially now Marseille's getting blocked. So he can't even try to be sneaky and go backwards.
Right. I mean, if he had Wolf to, say, 25, they'd be 1 day behind him. So maybe I'm wrong, you know? Because from there, what do you do? Do you go to 20 or do you go to Venice? Either one, they might horse you down.
But at the same time, if he'd Wolf of Mediterranean, there's always a risk he went to Iberia, right? So Soon might not have moved to Marseille. He might have moved to Saragossa, for example, or Madrid.
Right.
So it's not
Because
as
there'd be so many more
simple.
options.
Because the hunters know he's in Turin, then moving to Marseille and Geneva make the most sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but imagine now if they roll well, you can get Godalming into Munich, Van Helsing into Nuremberg, and Seward into Venice, and that's a really scary prospect for Dracula. Or even Seward could go up to Munich if he wanted to. Yeah, this is scary stuff for Dracula.
Land in Rome, put down the fog.
Yep. If there is something then a CG, even though it wouldn't be a perfect CG, doesn't matter, you just block Bari, and he's just trapped there then. Well, hello, Garrett Fischbach. That's a name I haven't seen. Hello, hello, welcome to the live stream.
Hey, Garrett.
Hello there, General Kenobi. Oh, he's moving by sea again. Good grief, he's going for the castle.
Goodness.
This is very much Captain Jack Sparrow here. I guess he's just going to wolf form to Sofia and then move to castle. I guess
it's all sea cards on the trail.
Yeah, not often you see that. Says Fink. What's the timing of this? He wolf forms to Sofia today. That's Wednesday. Thursday Bucharest. Friday Galatz. Saturday castle. Sunday feed, and then it's 4th week. But the problem is you're going to have 3 hunters now surrounding you by that time.
Your health would be 4 plus 8 makes 12.
If he can make it to the castle.
If he can manage the feed, too.
Oh, right. Okay, I know who you are, Garrett. Okay, nice. Thank you for checking out the live stream. Not certain yet, but it's looking a good hunter, very good hunter position here. Dracula did some very sneaky shenanigans in Britannica. Oh, interesting. I probably would have moved that way. So it all works out the same, I guess. If he rolls well, he can get to Zagreb anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
This is like canon Fury of Dracula. This is like the story. You know, he was in England and they drove him out of England, and he traveled all the way by sea back to his homeland.
Maybe that's Backstab's objective.
If he plays the Black Sea card, then it really will be just like the book. I doubt he'd go that far, though.
It's like the guy in the Discord who is from Varna to Whitby. Will be the other way around, from Whitby to Varna.
He almost caught me. We played a game. He almost had me. That dog, I tell you. Varna to Whitby.
Oh, right. I haven't played against him yet. Don't worry, Garrett. No, don't worry. You'll get... I don't know, have you got a victory yet? If you haven't, you'll get it soon. You'll get it soon.
We were all like you, buddy. Don't worry.
Exactly. Yeah, we want to start somewhere. Yeah, but thank you for joining. So yeah, it's looking pretty good for Snuff right now, to be honest. He's after all the initial shenanigans in Britannica, Dracula did get full points. It got cut back with Vampire Lair. Mina got into a scuffle with a Night Vampire, but then she managed to escape, so there was no damage there. Money Trail was huge here for the Hunters on Mina, even though it was revealed. You know, getting a kill on her would have been vital for that. But yeah, then they were able to ascertain that he was in South Atlantic, and now Dracula just basically traveled all around the board by sea. And the thing is, Hunters have fast horses. They got it now set up. So, Hunters will be in prime position when Dracula lands. They can surround him. They have a CG. They can maybe corral him the way they want him to go. If not, they can just sit and wait for him. So yeah. This is not the position you want to be in for Dracula when you're in 5 health, and suddenly you've got 3 hunters charging down at you. Don't worry, Garrett. Don't worry. You'll get that win. I believe.
Yeah, you will. It takes a while to get good at this game. It's like a hobby. You really have to pour a lot of time into it, and everybody in the Discord plays all the time. So the competition's pretty stiff, but you'll get there.
the to give you a bit of encouragement, Garrett, when we had the previous World Championship, that was at the end of last year, out of the 6 finalists, 5 of them were people who had never competed in tournaments before, including Captain Gyro.
Oh, that's right.
So, yeah. All had various levels of experience, but in terms of never playing in competitions before, they never had. So, yeah, new players can definitely make a huge impact with this game. So, once you get that first win, you'll get hooked, and then, I mean, you're probably maybe hooked already, but once you get that first win, then the confidence grows, and you can learn lots of things.
Oh, he got CG nuked.
Oh man,
brutal.
Well, it happens once.
It's happened to me too. Yep, it's happened to everybody at least once. That's the only way you learn how it works.
Yeah, and then you learn never to do that again.
And it's actually a big part of the way the game is balanced, is that certain locations are more attractive to Dracula than other locations, and revolves around the way CG works. So, for example, right now Dracula's in the Ionian Sea, and it's face down, but we know that just because of the events that have happened. But Dracula's in the Ionian Sea, and if he plays wolf form now, it's likely to be to Sophia. And the reason for that is because consecrated ground won't kill him there.
Right.
And that's a big part of the way this game is balanced, is knowing that certain areas are more likely to be hotspots for Dracula than others.
Absolutely. Yeah. But then obviously you can counter that by doing something else, and Hans will be like, there's no way he would make a move like that. And then
oh yeah, that's where player expression can really come in. You could he's in the Black Sea now. This is really canon Dracula.
Is he in Adriatic though? Oh, maybe
it's you're right. Yeah, it's like I said, he was setting up a play. But yeah, of course, there's other things Dracula could do, right? He could wolf form to 46 instead, and then play the hide card and feed, and that way he dodges the hired scouts that come out and search 50.
Okay, I love this from Snuff. This is really good play, right? It's so easy in this situation to be like, oh my goodness, I have to now suddenly rush to Black Sea. Oh, that's very unfortunate. That's very unlucky. I really like that.
It looks like this sea strategy's working after all.
You can dodge all the scouts.
Yeah, big brain.
No, but I like this, right? He knows he's in Adriatic or Black Sea, so he's not going to commit one way or the other yet, and then end up being, like, you know, stuck with only one hunter facing Dracula getting navigated around. He's just going to sit there and supply. Maybe get a couple more events that'll help him.
Of time.
Exactly.
Dracula is likely to feed too, which means you're going to get even more time. Well, no, if Dracula would be wise to feed sooner than later, because you don't want to have to feed once Fury of Dracula is kicked in already.
Right. But if we're thinking here that nothing's going to... because there's nothing on the trail that can mature, right? So Snuff's under no time pressure. The only time pressure he's under is Fury of Dracula. But you got to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then he's got to move 4 times then. So basically there's 8 more days. He can afford a supply. And imagine he's just picked up a renewed vigor. Or consecrated ground. If he has consecrated ground, maybe just be tempted just to throw it down into Adriatic or even Black Sea. And you either get checkmate penalty or you know exactly where he is. So if he's picked up a renewed vigor, that's massive. Shame about the scouts, but you know, they can be a little bit temperamental. So no, this is. I think that was a really good idea. He could have easily moved around, but I think supplying there makes sense.
Right, he won't get away, even if he did go to the Black Sea.
I guess the risk is he goes to the castle to. He can get quite a lot of health back, but he's revealing where he is, and they can surround him.
Yep.
It's a big deal that Mina's in England and can't scan. True. Yeah, scan
of
Italy.
A little scan of Italy.
Massive. Yeah. Because Adriatic, Wolf, well, it could be Baltica, but yeah, you rule out all of Italy and you just charge east like a madman, right? Yeah. That's massive. But it's the way it worked out. Maybe Maybe Van Helsing should have done with Manchester, but then Mina would have taken longer to get onto the mainland, so then Godalming would be even more tied up with those two horses. So,
She
for
did get
efficiency's
fogged.
sake, yeah, for efficiency's sake, it made sense that Van Helsing moved over to trade. I don't mind that, but yeah, that's just the downside that Mina's stuck there. But Mina might get an ally. All the allies are still in the deck, so imagine if Mina pulls an ally to search.
Maybe fogging Mina and getting really far away from her is a good strategy. You know,
Well,
like if you fog her and maybe you take the fight anyway and escape as a bat, and then you wolf form, and now you're like as far away from Mina as you can be, and she's stuck in fog, and it'll be loads of time before she can psychic scan a region that's going to be relevant.
Right. You nullify the hypnosis, you nullify psychic scan.
Or in this case, you just leave her stuck in England.
Yeah.
No.
The problem is then you're going to be facing stronger hunters, but then the hunters lose information. So it just depends on how you weigh up that info.
Yeah, you have to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can do that here.
This is tricky.
What do you do? If it's you, do you go to the castle or you go to Italy?
Oh man. If you try to be sneaky and you get caught, you're just getting walloped, right? And you're just gonna die instantly.
I think if he landed in Bari right now, it doesn't really matter what you do. Like, there's no way out of that.
No.
I mean, you can feed, then go to Rome.
I think you just throw down rumor token regardless here, because you haven't used any. You've got them stocked up. Just throw down 3 rumor tokens in a row, just to then potentially make hunters worry if they don't catch you. A rumor could mature, and then suddenly the game flips in Dracula's favor again, right? We only have to move twice in the final week rather than 4 times.
Yeah, and if he'd had a kill and a rumored vampire mature.
Ooh, yeah.
At the beginning of the game, that would put him at like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And then after the vampire layer, that would put him at 6 or 7.
Yeah. See, I think you just throw down rumor here regardless. Position. Even if it's not a vampire, just throw down a rumor. You've got 3 of them banked up, just use them. Snuff's thinking a lot here, so there could be a renewed vigor in play. Probably wouldn't be doing speed telegraph here because all hide scouts have been used, so you can't do my classic trick of speed telegraph, get hide scouts, and find him immediately.
And easy game, easy life.
Exactly.
Yeah, imagine if he renewed vigors, sends everyone either into Italy or into the east, and then it turns out Dracula is in Venice.
You actually have to check Venice, right? Venice would be just a suicidal move. It's just so easy to get checked. Even though it's the least likely place to go. I think you hold the renewed vigor, you know.
I agree.
If he wolf forms to try to get into the castle earlier, then it means he doesn't have wolf form to get out of the castle, which makes your life easier.
Just check Venice, and maybe if you're efficient, you can have the same person check Bari. Or...
Yeah.
No.
Okay. He checked it first.
Now, like, he could take a chartered carriage or a sense of emergency to Bari or something like that. He could even just horse there in a matter of 2 days.
Yeah.
Then you have Seward go... Seward I would probably send to 11. And then... because whoever checks...
53 would be better. You're further along the yellow rail line.
Yeah. Snuff agrees. Yeah, because whoever checks Bari, they can check Valona as well. Especially if you have an excellent weather.
I understand why he moved Godalming first into Venice, because he didn't want to move in last with Van Helsing, but, you know, Godalming could have been in 49 by now. So you could have had 49 and 53.
Yeah, but then if Van Helsing stumbles into Dracula, who knows what could happen?
Surprising return on Mina's pretty strong. So they draw one ally, they can essentially search 2 places. One instantly, and then one the dusk phase. Or, if they get Aggie or Rufus, they can get ally back once Dracula makes a certain move. Imagine you had Rufus Smith in play. None of this would have been possible.
Oh, not a bit. But read what Wakazik's saying in chat. If Dracula has no influence and he land moves each day in week 4, when is he placing his last maturing encounter?
Uh... So that you mature to win. One. You get 5 moves. Oh, because now things mature before.
You have to like work backwards.
Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of week 4 he would win. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So it'd be Saturday of week 3, right? If you want that to mature to let you win, or if you just get something else, I think Saturday week 3 is the answer.
How come when you hover your cursor over the clock, oh, it says Dracula because it's the Dracula phase? Okay, yep. That makes sense.
Why? What are you thinking?
I was just wondering why it says Dracula next to it when you hover it. And then I realized, oh, it probably changes to Hunters when it's the Hunter phase.
Should we change that? We'll test it, shall we? When it's the Hunter phase, I'll do it and see if it says Hunter. No, it doesn't. It says day and no, it says day, dusk, dawn, night.
It's telling you what time it is in the game, right? Yep. What phase. Now it switches to dawn.
And then it'll be day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because technically Dracula is a phase separate to night.
Right.
He's transcended all time.
Oh my god, you're terrifying me. I'm gonna have nightmares about time traveling Dracula.
I like the feed here because he's taking advantage of it before the 4th week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it doesn't does it because wherever he is, he's moving closer to the hunters. Oh, is he going to Bari or Valona? Oh, if he gets this wrong, I think it'd be worse if he does it to Valona and it's actually Bari. I think you have to check Bari here to be absolutely certain.
I would go to Bari.
Oh, we got it wrong.
So the obfuscation is buying Dracula some time, just a little bit. But now we know, oh, it's not, okay, it makes sense. He fed, so he wouldn't be in 10 yet. So it makes sense to block off
Bucharest
10.
is very good. I think, yeah, I like this move. He's blocking places. Yeah, I like it. Imagine how he draws Evil Presence. This tells him a lot about where he is. Nope.
Oh. So the other one.
Oh, no. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's goodness.
That's alright. So he's in 55, or he's in 17, or he's in 56.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, if where's Van Helsing? Was he in Zagreb? He wasn't. Oh, he was in Sarajevo. Imagine he drew it in Sarajevo. Tell me if he's in Valona or not. Oh my goodness. Classic event deck. Night. Yeah. And you can't put down Rumour Token when there's feed, so that's why there's no Rumour Token there now. He could wolf form out of this. The problem is now Godalming's kind of out of commission a little bit. He could get to Munich in 2 days though.
So I forget what I was going to say. Dracula, you're right. Dracula can only place a rumor when he moves by land, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Van Helsing had to go to Valona. Yeah, but I guess it depends how well equipped is Van Helsing. Imagine then Van Helsing dies there. I'm not saying he would, but just imagine if he dies there. See, if that local rumors had been able presence, then going to Sofia is really... Well, I guess it only rules at Constanta. It wouldn't tell you if it's Varna or Valona, right? Tricky.
The danger I would think is if Van Helsing went to 55 and Dracula escaped as a bat.
Right. He gets all the way to Zagreb and then he wolf forms, and then suddenly
Godalming's in an awkward position.
Yeah. I think the Hunters must have renewed vigor. The fact that Snuff took quite a while on that last Dawn phase. So if they got renewed vigor, you know, Godalming could get to Venice again today, so then he can get up to Munich tomorrow. If there is a wolf form, there's a wolf form. No real surprise. This could be into Galatz, it could be into Klausenburg, could be up towards Zagreb, could be something really wacky where he's going back from Valona to Varna. And then once they all head west again, he sneaks round.
I'm betting 17 to 22.
Say again, which one?
55 I think he went from Constanta to Galatz.
Very possibly. Yeah, closer to the castle. Problem is then, if you wolf him into Galatz, if he's in the castle, he can't misdirect Galatz to get back there.
Oh yeah. It could have been 28.
Yeah, but then same problem, right? It's...
Right.
You want to be wolf forming out of the castle, not wolf forming into it, or towards it, unless it's very late in the game, or if this thing before
of course
matures, but there's still no rumor token. Even if there's no vampire, I would just throw down rumors here.
If he's in Constanta, then he wouldn't have the luxury of walking to the castle normally. He has to wolf form to get over John
I agree.
Stewart. Yeah.
Do you hide then? Ah, maybe not. I just Stewart charges into you.
You would rather hide for 3 points later on.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you. This is in the balance. I reckon he's got renewed vigor. If he places renewed vigor correctly, he can maybe even win the game off it this turn. Dracula's safest move would be to move to Munich. But even then, depending on chartered carriages and things, they could get 2 hunters there. Maybe even 3 if there's a sense of emergencies. So we'll have to see. Wolf form hide. Problem is now, because of the way the interface works, it's probably not as obvious to play wolf form hide as it was before. It's so risky because the hunters might check where he wolf form from.
Right, they just want to know where he is, where he was the night before the wolf form.
Imagine he was in Valona and he wolf formed into Athens. So Ionian's about will fall off the trail. He could hide and then go to Ionian because the trail will slide earlier. The Ionian is the penultimate space.
He'll have the health for it. He could actually start heading back the other direction.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But
that'd be actually sneaky brilliant.
Problem is, then he won't have hides, right? So if he lands somewhere, like Cagliari, he can't hide there. Unless Valona matures. Oh, he's got double excellent weather.
Second excellent weather.
Wow. Okay.
I knew
Oh, that's massive.
Yeah, he's in 22.
He's in 22 or 28 or 6 or 49 or 46. Oh, he got him.
That makes sense, because he was hoping to go to Galatz after the castle, and then you can go to 10 and escape.
Oh, good spy.
Damn, he should have. You're right, though. If he had gone 55 Wolf to Athens, you can hide and feed in Athens, and then you can go back to the Ionian, Turanian, go to Cagliari.
But how do you get points, though? That's the issue. Be 4th week, you'll be moving by sea, which is not what you want to be doing. Right, you're taking
You
a
could
2-on-1 against
right,
them.
but it'd be something though, right?
Right,
When
right.
you could land in Rome and go to Florence or something like that.
We've now got a tricky conundrum here. If he somehow manages to escape his bat out of this combat, he could escape his bat into the castle, which gives him health, and then he can get
Oh
back
wow.
out.
Yeah, but they could, and the escape his bat would clear the wolf form too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. If he can pull that off, that would be insane.
Oh, planned ambush. That's very good. Yeah, he could win this in round 1. Oh.
Double planned bush.
Planned bush.
This isn't looking good.
I can't see how Dracula gets out of this unless they're somehow very poorly equipped. This is going to be exceedingly difficult for Dracula to win. Good horse ride. He had very good horse economy towards the end there. He really got that fixed. And double planned ambush is very good to have.
Oh,
At this point, distance is much better than
Very
5
strong.
health. Yeah, possibly 2. You go to Vienna, then wolf form to 60. Shame he doesn't get points from it. Imagine this was Monday. You're getting like double benefit from escaping his bat. Yeah, this is probably GG. We'll have to see them. Yeah. Teammates cheering each other on. This is tough. This is very tough.
Kazak's right, though. Perhaps the right thing to do was just wolf form to, say, Belgrade or something, and then just start to try to lose them, because you only needed a bit more time.
If they don't have Heavenly Hosts, this is good for Dracula. What's the case with bullets? We don't know because deck reset. Okay. Ooh, Van Helsing does not have Heavenly Host. If Sud doesn't either, and doesn't have Holy Bullets, he threw away a gun. Oh, Sud has a free shot here. Yep, there it is. There it is, people. Oh, yeah. I think, yeah. He just has to play 2 weapons here, and then he wins, no matter what. Yeah, there's no way Dracula gets out of this. Assuming there are 2 weapons between them. Sud had rifle, horse, Heavenly Host, and something else. I assume he has another weapon. Ooh. And this is going to be a big victory here for Snuff. Only 2 influence given up here. Mesmerize. Oh, blocks the knife. Does Van Helsing have a weapon? It seems like he does.
Here it comes.
And
Pistol!
Snuff got him.
Nice.
GG,
nice
well
job.
played. Quite the chase.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Definitely. Haven't seen one of those for quite a while. Now, where are these stats that Eriger told us about? Oh, days past. Interesting. Well, that will actually be much easier for us to do. You just type in that number, then Excel can work out then if you get modifier or not.
Dracula suicides 0. Vampires matured 1.
Hello.
Final influence source reckless vampire matured. Final influence 2.
Oh, final health, final influence. Thank you, devs. Oh, you absolute legends.
It keeps track of how many times the power cards were used. Wolf form is used twice. Feed once. Dark Call once. Misdirect once. Pretty cool.
Right, okay. So this is a way now we can do it. I would prefer it on a focus screen, but it's fine. If you go into all stats, days past, that's much easier to save this rather than which week, because that can be a bit confusing. Days past is just very easy. Days
Right.
past. Well, is it actually days past? It's not actually 21 days past. You're in the 21st day, so it's not 21 days past. I'm going to have to see how they calculate that. See you, Wisakajic.
Bye, buddy.
Another hunter win! Yay! We're getting
Yeah, look at that.
we're getting the win rate sorted. Final influence and final health. That's massive. Okay, so what's going on here? Oh, Miphios is very happy. Pirate Jack on steroids, yeah.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna hop off for now.
No worries, bud. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That was a good one.
Absolutely. Always welcome, Gyro.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
See you around. So, yeah, well played to Snuff. So that's another win for the Transatlantic Transylvanians. So, if I understand the arithmetic from earlier, that means that more or less cancels out the result in terms of IDS between Wisakajic and Miphios. So that would mean that Transatlantic Transylvanians are now on 8 wins, 12 losses, with an IDS, I think, of minus 31. So they've still got a better IDS than Team Wildlife. So they're equal on wins. So that means now, officially, as of this moment in time, Transatlantic Transylvanians are in 4th place. If Dirty D's Done Cheap can beat Team Wildlife twice this week, then Transatlantic Transylvanians will be in 4th place. That I can confirm. Dirty D's Done Cheap cannot win the title, but if they win both their games and other results go their way, they could take 2nd place. And obviously Dirty D's Done Cheap, for obvious reasons, will want to try to make sure they definitely make it onto the podium. There's a chance they'll finish 4th. There's a very high chance they'll finish 3rd, but they could also finish 2nd. So Dirty D's Done Cheap, it's in their interest to try to win the last 2 games. No positions are set in stone. So, I think Snuff and Miphios will very much be cheering on Spencer and Ariel this week. Obviously, Randiv and Fangs of Fire from Team Wildlife will have something to say about that, but we'll have to see. It's just funny the way it's all worked out with the fixtures and planning and stuff. We've got 1st and 2nd playing each other, 3rd and 4th playing each other, and 5th and 6th playing each other. So yeah, I can say if Snuff and Miphios are listening, your team is right now, as of this moment, in 4th place. Just. But Dirty D's Done Cheap, or sorry, Dirty D's Done Dirt Cheap, there we go, better get it right, could well help you out and get you into 4th place permanently. We'll have to see. We shall see what will happen. I think Ariel and Fangs of Fire are playing tomorrow. As of now, I do not remember the time, but I'll quickly look it up for you all. Give me 1 second. Ariel and Fangs of Fire are playing tomorrow at 8:15 my time. So that's 6:15 UTC. So that's 2:15 Eastern time. In the afternoon, I should add. I will not be able to stream that game. That is way too early for me, unfortunately. I am still at work. There is a very remote outside chance that I will be available, but highly unlikely. So yeah, hopefully somebody else can stream that one. I'm sure Snuff and Miphios will be very intrigued to hear the result of that. So yeah, and then I've got my match against Pirate Joe from Team Pirate Wizard on the date we've agreed on is Saturday in the afternoon. I can't remember. I think it's 9 o'clock my time, so 7 p.m. UTC, 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Pizza Wizard and my teammate Geordie, the legendary Geo in-game, will be playing on Friday. I think Friday afternoon, Friday evening. So yeah, we're hoping to try and play the 2 games simultaneously so that we don't know what the other person needs to do to win, but we couldn't work it out that way. So yeah, I will have a slight advantage from my game against Pirate Joe in terms of knowing what exact arithmetic I need to win, but the game might not want to cooperate with that, so we'll have to see. We shall have to see how it all goes, of course. 1 game at a time. Yeah, and then we don't know yet when Randiv and Spencer are playing. Hopefully they can organize it sooner rather than later, just so we know. Yeah, so that's the plan. So, no worries, Geordie. There it is. Most welcome. I'm going to go to bed, folks, because it's almost 1 AM, and I really shouldn't have stayed up this late, but it's okay. I wanted to do this stream after a hard week so far. I wanted to do a nice little stream for you. So, thank you for Gyro for joining me, and thank you everybody else for joining in the live chat. It's always a joy. And I will see you in another game. I don't know when that will be. Possibly for the game between Pizza Wizard and Geo, if I'm able to stream it, depending on timings and such. We'll have to see. Yeah, exactly. Somi, let's go. Yeah, we'll have to see. If not, I'll definitely record my game against Pirate Joe, which will be on Saturday evening, so you'll see it probably on Sunday at some point. I might release it instantly, we'll have to see. So yeah, I don't know, I might not do another live stream before my summer break. I don't know, we'll have to see. Hope I can get another one done. We'll have to see. So anyway, I'm off to bed, folks. I'm going to stop rambling. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in another video of Fury of Dracula very, very soon. If you're new, feel free to check out the community. The link is in the description. Thank you to everybody who's been tuning in. Great to see some familiar faces and new names as well. It's always great. And yeah, take care, folks. See you soon. Bye-bye.